Welcome to Lesson 1. L is for listen. Listening sounds simple, but many of us spend years doing exactly the opposite. We push through tiredness, we ignore the tension, hunger, emotions, time for rest, and sometimes we ignore no and instead we say yes. This isn't because we don't care about ourselves, but sometimes we learn to be responsible, strong, and available, and we learn to be more available for the others, to families, job, everybody around except ourselves. But let's be honest, how often do we really listen our body from within? How do we communicate? And our body has amazing communication system through the nervous system, through our senses, five senses, because nerves which execute the motion, movement, the signal comes from the brain towards the action, but there is another type of nerves which brings the signals and data to the brain where the data are analyzed through the sensory system and the ascendant nerves. All sensations coming through the sensory organs are data, and they are telling us about present experience. So body signals are not exactly a diagnosis, but it can give us certain meaning. For example, shoulder tension could be something different for certain person. Fatigue could be physical, emotional, or lifestyle related, or it may have serious medical causes. Each signals is like finger showing us or warning us that something goes wrong. It shouldn't be like this. Be careful for that. And we regularly ignore these signals. So, for example, in regular day, ordinary day, you may happen to wake up already tired and you keep going. Around lunchtime, you may notice that the shoulders are slightly tight and lifted, or there is some irritation coming up without any specific reason, and you just carry on through the day. You may come home and you are completely exhausted. But during these days, how many times you really listen and really notice these tiny, tiny signals, although they are not tiny, tiny? So try to do this concentration or connection exercise just for now. Just try to connect as you are sitting. Find yourself comfortable place. You can place hand on the chest and the other on the belly, and just bring your attention the way how you breathe, how you feel, how you sense the breathing, how you feel or how you can describe is the sensation or feeling in your shoulders, or how you feel around your face. Are your muscles on the face tight or jaw? Are they tight or ease or relaxed? Do you feel any different sensation around the body, in the joints, in the muscles, numbness or tingling? So there are different information for us to play with it and try to interpret. But at this mini lesson, we are talking about listening. If you identify such a sensation in your body and you could give it a shape, for example, or color, or smell, or taste, how would it be? These practices could be incorporated in your daily routine so you can easier and lighter to connect within and start listening the signals, and you start later noticing when something change or something needs attention. So goal is not to remove this sensation, goal is to listen. So in few days, you may notice that you are getting easier to your sensation. You notice things that you couldn't notice before, and you may start taking some notes. You can journal it. So you can, let's say, have your small notebook and during the day write down 3 o'clock after work, I feel my shoulders, I feel tension or something. And does it relate to certain situation? Was it related to some event during the day? Important things is to be present. Body whisper before it gets loud. And later we learn how to interpret these signals. We don't need to analyze yet. We just need to listen and collect information. And you don't have to become the perfect interpreter overnight because it takes time and practice to first to get aligned with your body, to notice this information and tiny sensation which are out of normal, and later on you will be easier to recognize them, find the pattern, and decode them, because body whispers first, and the listening allows you to understand these whispers. In the next lesson we will explore how to interpret these signals, find the context and common sense. See you at the next lesson.